The war in Ukraine continues with full intensity. June 22, 2026. Sumy, Lyman, Donetsk Triangle. Ukraine's 117th Territorial Defense Brigade FPV drones running a find and strike operation across this stretch of the front. Fresh Russian soldiers, newly arrived in the area, and just like always, alone, with no clear objective, wandering without any apparent tactic. Some are so untrained, they've tried throwing their own weapon at the drone instead of using it. This is what that looks like. An already burning building, hit in an earlier strike, but the drone operator suspects someone might still be inside and sends the drone in to check. It moves through the smoke and flames, searching. Seconds later, a soldier is found hiding inside. The drone strikes. Hiding in a stream, submerged in the water, it still wasn't enough. The drone finds him. Hidden motionless in the bushes, a Russian soldier watches the drone circling above. Maybe he thought it hadn't seen him. It had. A high-explosive FPV was already on its way. The last thing he saw was the drone closing in. Running through open terrain, an FPV drone closing in fast right behind him. No cover anywhere in sight. Nothing to hide behind for hundreds of meters. Hard to tell if he's even armed. He never tries to use anything. As a last resort, he dives into a bush, the only option left. It won't be enough. The drone reaches him at full speed and detonates. A Russian soldier hiding in the tree line, no weapon in sight. As the drone closes in, he grabs a branch off the ground, swinging at it in a last-second attempt. It doesn't change the outcome. More of the same pattern that defines this front. Soldiers caught in open terrain, others hiding in the tree line, hoping it's enough. Some wandering down roads with no clear direction. Some moving in pairs, in groups of 3, trying to stick together for safety. Ukraine's 2nd Assault Battalion, 92nd Brigade, finding every single one of them. This is exactly where this front stands right now. No formation, no position, no number of soldiers grouped together changes the outcome. The drones find them regardless. Ukraine's Rubaka unit tracking 2 Russian soldiers on a motorbike. Moving at night, thinking darkness would protect them. They didn't account for the drone's night vision camera. No matter how fast they pushed the bike, the drone closed the distance anyway. Spotted hiding beneath a tree, a Russian soldier trying to stay out of sight. An explosive drone is sent in, striking the position directly. Somehow, he survives the blast and scrambles to another tree just a few meters away, trying his luck again. A second FPV drone is already on the way. This time, he doesn't survive it. Both lucky and unlucky in the same moment. Running from the drone, he gets away from the first strike. It misses and detonates elsewhere. Minutes later, a second drone arrives and finds him lying motionless on the ground. Maybe if he'd kept running, he would have made it. Southern Donetsk. Ukraine's Magyar's Birds drone operator searching for a soldier who briefly disappeared from view in tall grass, already spotted earlier by reconnaissance. For an experienced operator, this is almost routine. Before long, the camouflage gives him away, the pattern slightly off from the grass around him. One more mistake, the same one seen again and again, staying motionless instead of moving. Why he didn't try to defend himself is unclear. The drone reaches him directly. 2 Russian soldiers spotted, running in a panic toward the tree line, having already noticed the drones tracking them. They believe the trees will keep them safe. Minutes later, the strikes begin. Multiple munitions drop directly onto their position. An overwhelming amount of firepower for just 2 soldiers. One of them decides to step out and fight back, firing repeatedly at the drones overhead. It doesn't work. As he tries to retreat back into the tree line, an FPV drone catches him before he makes it. From the moment Ukraine's 66th Mechanized Brigade spotted them to the moment it ended, no more than 20 minutes. Udachne, Donetsk Oblast. A GBU-62 guided bomb dropped from a Ukrainian Su-27, striking a concentration of Russian infantry gathered in one position. One strike, and that entire group is gone. Ukraine's 46th Airmobile Brigade silencing Russian artillery on this front. A full sweep, vehicles struck, fortified positions leveled, drones intercepted, and soldiers caught in the open. Today's operation focused heavily on artillery pieces, several of them well camouflaged. None of it was enough. Every piece identified, every position targeted. This is what a coordinated suppression operation looks like. Vehicles, shelters, personnel, and firepower, all dismantled in the same sweep. Out of fear of fuel shortages, Russian priests have started blessing fuel pumps, a strange sign of just how deep this crisis has reached. Zaporizhzhia direction. Ukraine's defense intelligence destroyed a Pantsir S-2 air defense system. Russia tried hiding it in an underground shelter. Ukrainian drones found it anyway, burning it down completely. A strike on the bridge over the Karachakrak River along the E105 highway in Vasilivka, Zaporizhzhia region. Russia has tried repairing this crossing multiple times already, critical for logistics in this direction, and now damaged again. A Ukrainian long-range drone shot down by Russian air defense, exploding in a large fireball over the Moscow region. The capital is no longer untouchable, and Russia knows it. Air defense systems now positioned across multiple points throughout the city. Artillery fire tearing apart Russian shelters. FPV strikes relentlessly, hitting infantry, transport, and equipment. Zaporizhzhia direction, another effective week of operations from Ukraine's Defense Intelligence Active Operations Department. Two completely different weapons, working the same targets hour after hour. Shelters that were supposed to hold collapsed under artillery fire. Vehicles trying to move supplies, caught by drones before they get anywhere. Soldiers trying to hold position, found and struck regardless of cover. This is what a full week of coordinated pressure looks like on one section of the front. Artillery roaring, drones buzzing overhead, and Russian forces caught in between, with nowhere that stays safe for long. We covered this moment before, but now, new footage from the drone's own perspective. A Russian fuel truck somewhere in Donetsk region, narrowly avoiding the strike from Ukraine's 422nd Unmanned Systems Regiment. Same close call, this time seen from the other side. The truck got lucky. What usually happens next? That's a different story. Helmet camera footage. Ukrainian soldiers moving along a road spot a Russian FPV ambush drone waiting on the ground. They stop immediately and get out to deal with it. A small stationary target on the ground, and still surprisingly difficult to hit, round after round before it's finally destroyed. Ukraine's 110th Mechanized Brigade Artillery Reconnaissance Unit, eliminating the threat before it ever had the chance to launch. Ukrainian drone operators intercepting Russian Molniya strike drones. 33 of them taken down in this operation alone. The Molniya is a fixed-wing strike UAV, cheap to produce, designed for one-way attacks on Ukrainian positions and infrastructure. 33 of them never reached their target. Drone versus drone, fought entirely in the air, and Ukraine came out ahead every single time. Voronezh, Russia. The semiconductor plant here is now a smoldering pile of metal and concrete. Ukraine's general staff confirmed the operation using high-precision air-launched cruise missiles, possibly Storm Shadow or Scalp EG. This wasn't a random target. This facility manufactured electronic components used in Iskander missile systems, KH-101 cruise missiles, and Pantsir air defense units, components that go directly into the weapons Russia uses to strike Ukraine. By taking this facility offline, Ukraine isn't just damaging a building. It's cutting off a piece of the supply chain that builds Russia's precision weapons. One strike and a key part of that production line stops. A Russian FPV ambush drone on the ground, somewhere in Donbass, spots Ukrainian soldiers passing by on an ATV. It lifts off immediately. Knowing they can't outrun it with the vehicle, the soldiers abandon it and move on foot. The ATV gets hit, the soldiers don't. What you just watched is happening every single day. Soldiers running with no cover, diving into bushes that won't save them, wandering with no clear objective. As of today, June 22nd, Russia's total combat losses have reached approximately 1,393,140 personnel, nearly 1,190 in the last 24 hours alone. Today also brought one of the biggest strikes deep inside Russia. A semiconductor plant in Voronezh, supplying components for Iskander missiles, Ko-1 cruise missiles, and Pantsir air defense systems, reduced to rubble. Russia keeps sending fresh, often untrained soldiers to this front. Ukraine keeps finding them. On the ground, in the woods, on the road, and now deep inside Russian industry itself. The front hasn't broken, but everything feeding it keeps burning, day after day, strike after strike. Drop a comment. How long can Russia keep absorbing losses like this?